Okay. So when I started, I did get into networking right away. I had my own networking group and I brought all the people in and I expanded it. And then I found a senior related networking group. I think Naveen's in it. Are you in the Scan Macomb, Naveen? Yeah. See, she's just taking over. I don't have to go out to that way anymore because she's there. Naveen, do you want to tell them what you hear when you go out there and tell people you're a notary?
Yeah, every time I introduce myself and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm a mobile notary. "Oh, you are? Do you know Leslie? Leslie Hocker?" And I said, "Oh my goodness, this must have happened a million times." I'm like, "You're famous out here."
Yes, that's what I am. I'm famous. I give my autograph. It's only $10 each. We're good. As long as you sign, I sign. We're good. Make sure we know who you are. But yeah, so getting out there in the networking world, and it is so fun to watch Naveen's Facebook page and a new person pops up and I know that person and I'm just like, she's meeting all my friends. It's great. But I'm okay with it because when I'm out there and I say that I have a network of notaries who can go to you when you need it and I make it about them, they know they're going to be taken care of. 90% of the jobs I'm doing myself, I do this full time. It's not an issue. Joe is handing them off, right? Joe's literally paying for advertising so that you guys can make money. Seriously. And Heather, oh my gosh, we give so many referrals to Heather for remote online notarizations because I know she's available like all kinds of weird hours. And we're collaborating on a big one right now. So, like, without this network of notaries, we wouldn't be able to make this happen.
Mhm.
I mean, I got a call from a woman who's not in our network, but I've networked with her. She is a notary. She knew nothing about apostille. Yes, all of this is by being part of MINA. Absolutely. So this woman, I had networked with her. We have a mutual respect because of business. She is a notary. She was in a bakery and she had her shirt on that said, "I'm a notary." And the guy said, "We need a notary, but it's kind of a complicated situation." And so he told her, and she went, "Huh?" So she called me, and I called Hannah or Heather, and it's going to take a team to get this done, but we're going to do it because it is complicated. So part has to be done online because the signer is in Italy. Then it needs to be apostilled, and then it needs to be delivered. Like, we are working it, we're making it happen. It's not an overnight thing. Not all of them are quick, but the network that we have is amazing because we know that if we can't do it, there's somebody else who can. And without networking, without building what we have here today, we wouldn't be where we are. Debbie and I have worked tirelessly, still not taking a paycheck. They say that's 5 years for a new business. It won't be that long. We're good. But we are everything that all of the dues, the memberships, everything, it's going right back into the website and into building what we are giving out to you guys. So our goal is to educate as many notaries as we can. Okay. And part of being a notary is building your business. It's not just being a notary. You're going to fizzle out if you don't work on it. So one of the things Joe and I were talking about the other day I wrote his notes down, but he didn't write them down.
I
Um,
did.
the word continuous came up, Joe. Why don't you talk about your continuous, um, uh, you had told me you needed to be continuous with your advertising and intentional.
Ah,
It's all intentional.
yes. So I think I kind of hit on that. You can set up a Facebook business page. You can set up a Google My Business page, but if you don't update it every so often, the algorithm won't push you up. It'll actually push you down. So be active on that. We talked before about tell everybody that you're a notary, right? Don't
Mm.
do it in a way that we see some people using their personal Facebook pages who are into the whole MLM thing. Every day it's come by my stuff. I can make you look better. By my stuff every day it's that. It isn't 10 posts about their kids and about something cool and something funny and something going on in their life. And then once in a while, they do it all the time. Don't be that person, right?
Right.
But
Mhm.
you can find a way to do that. Like for me, you know how they always have a day of the year tomorrow is National Hamburger Day. I don't know. What I do sometimes, maybe once or twice a month, is I make up a little meme and I say, "This is National Hamburger Day. My favorite hamburger is this place. What's yours?" And in that meme, I put my website address and I post that on the Facebook business page. And then I hit share and I share that to my personal page. That's me telling people again, hey, just in case you didn't know, I'm a notary, but I'm not just doing that saying I'm a notary, pay me. I'm putting out there something cool and something fun that can be engaging, but I still have my logo on there. Keep up on that stuff, keep it active, always. You know what? You should be active in your township's Facebook group. I live in Troy, so I'm in a couple of those. Every once in a while, somebody posts, "Hey, I need a notary. Who can you recommend?" Oh, then you kind of swoop in and say, "I'm a notary. Let me know I can help." Be active in things. Volunteer your time. Just network. Be there. Let people know that you're there and that you can help without being a person who constantly tries to spam people, basically. Just keep at it, basically.
Yeah. And when you're out there, when you have a client, that's when you leave your business card. Leave two, one for them to keep and one for them to give away.
Yeah.
I've gone through, I don't know, thousands of business cards because I always give the cards out when I'm with clients. And I think that, being out, so when you join a networking group, something like your chamber. Okay, my chamber is super active. We have events every single week. I went to a groundbreaking for a pool today. There was one yesterday where a park was opening. And it's just showing up and being seen because people remember you. Now, if you go and you're trying to be incognito, you're not going to be remembered. You have to wear something that makes you stand out or be the person who stands out. So like when I go, I make sure to wear something that's bright or somehow attractive. So I have this really cool name tag. It's in my car, so I can't pull it up, but it is a Michigan Notary Association name tag, and it's acrylic and it's thick and it's magnet and it's on there. And for some reason, like we designed these, Debbie and I each got one. Whenever I wear them, people come up to me and go, "Oh my God, your name tag is so beautiful. I love that." Okay, cool. Great. You're going to remember me now. When we go to, so they have ladies' luncheons and I'll order something different than everybody else because when you stand out, people remember you. I learned that a long time ago. When I worked at Art Van, there was the VP of operations or whomever, and he came in and he was trying to figure out, like, he wanted to keep people safe. So he's like, "Should we just put first names on the name tag or should we put first and last names?" And that kind of thing. And I go, "I don't wear a name tag." And he goes, "We can't ask you because you're memorable anyway." So people do remember me because I make sure I stand out. Like I am going to do something. So let's talk about expungement fairs for a second. This is where people who have felonies can get their felonies knocked off. They need volunteers for these expungement fairs. And the thing is, when you go do these, they're going to tell you to do it this way, but you need to do it the legal way. And if you keep a journal, you have to keep a journal and you do have to issue an oath. But it is a volunteer opportunity for us to help. So the repetitiveness of doing the same thing over and over and over again makes you super comfortable with doing it. The problem with them is you don't get the practice of going to somebody's house and seeing what that whole situation is like. Lucky for you all, tomorrow evening at this same time, I will be filming a few situations where we are walking to somebody's door, kind of, and we are going to show you what it looks like to walk through an actual notarization when you go to somebody's house. So I've got volunteers sitting there waiting to watch the notarizing thing. As for posting, it is super important to keep that going. It, again, is not a crock pot. Your business is not a crock pot. It is a volcano waiting to erupt. If you keep feeding it, it will flow. Okay. I actually have alarms set in my phone for once a week to post on my Google business page. and once a week to post in the MINA chat page, or once a day to post in the MINA chat page to keep you guys engaged, and also to post on my page. So I will post, I found out. So these are things. Let me give you a little tips and tricks of what I've learned. On your Google business page, they want to see pictures, 25 or more photographs. Now, how boring is it to do a whole bunch of your stamp, or, you know, a lot of people are not going to allow you to put their picture up there. So what I post on there is an interesting scene along with the situation. Okay. Like I live near Harson's Island, so it's kind of cool when I get to go on the ferry and go across, and I'll be like, beautiful scenery today. It doesn't have to be, I notarized some documents for a doctor today. Like nobody cares about that. They care about the dogs. My best viewed picture is this dog that looked like he was human. He had like Rod Stewart hair. His eyes looked so human. I put that up there. Boom. So that got shared a million times. I was shocked. But that's what people want to see, animals and kids, but people aren't going to let you. I do, if I meet somebody I've got 3 customers who every year I go see them to prove that they're alive because they worked in another country at some point in their life and they need to prove that they're alive to continue to get their pension. And so I get to visit with them every year. They're like, one of them's 105, one is just turning 100 this year, and the other one's 103. And I go see them. Oh geez, I have to take this call, but I go see these people, and they do let me post their pictures. Hold on, I'm getting a request for a signing, so I'm going to turn it back over to Joe. It's on you.
All right. Hi. Sorry. I don't know that I can expand on what she was talking about, but I guess, does anybody have any questions at all about what you've heard so far? Anything you want us to actually expand on? Let me hop over to the
There's a
chat.
question in the chat, Joe, about the 25 a month posting thing that Leslie just mentioned.
I'm not sure about you need to post 25 times at least. That means something somewhere in either a group, on your page. Be active, post things that people might be interested in, like you kind of heard her say. They don't want to know that you just performed a notarization, right? Kind of like I was talking about, post something fun, engage somebody in conversation. You don't always have to tell people you're notary, but if you are constantly posting things that some people are interested in, they're going to start to recognize your name. And then in a couple of weeks, when somebody says, hey, do you know a notary? And you'll be like, you know what? I'm in this group and there's somebody there. Let me talk to them. So a minimum amount of content. Yeah. Post at least 25 times a month somewhere. Yes. Be active. Let me scroll back a few for posting on your Google My Business page. I don't know where to find notary stuff. You know what? It doesn't have to always be specific, kind of like I said I did. Maybe if it's an interesting day of the year, I go to canva.com. I'm not sure how many of you are out there, and I make up a square meme. I'll upload that, right? It doesn't have to be your stamp. It doesn't have to be a quill, that type of stuff. Deborah posted volunteer opportunities for notaries. Yeah, you can, that whole expungement fair thing I've been reading about. I'm actually interested in getting involved in that too. Basically get yourself out there. Leslie, we were kind of expanding on your posting 125 times a month comment.
Oh, 20, yeah. So I don't post 25 times a month. I remind myself 25 times a month. But the thing is, if you're not putting something up, it's just stagnating. Another way to get your listing, your Google listing up is when you're with a friend in a city that's not your own, ask them to search on Google for your website and click all the way through to your website. It really helps the algorithm. Now, don't sit in a group like this and go, okay, everybody go to my page, because they will knock you down fast if you do that. So there's like little ways to do it. Put descriptions on the pictures, make sure there's at least 25 pictures, keep adding to that. Have people click on your page. If you're not getting a call for a few days, then have people add to your page. That was literally a call. That's the Debbie, and Debbie says, answer your damn phone. That was answering the damn phone. This is $100 I'll go make as soon as I leave the meeting tonight. Okay. And that's why our websites work, because they, people are calling when you get it. Okay. I'm going to go through the chat.
I think we got all the Saturday morning, Lynn says she works on Saturday and she can't attend the event on the weekend.
We will have a lot of events. This is just one of many events. So don't be upset about missing one. You're here tonight, which is great. This Saturday's going to be kind of a repeat, but like an in-person put it together thing. Did we talk about the business cards? Sharon asked about that. Yeah, don't list the documents. Literally plain. My new business card is plain as day. Let's see if I can.
While Leslie looks for that, let me tell you a pet peeve I have. When people put teeny, itty, bitty, tiny print on a business card and you can't see it.
Yeah.
Make sure your print is big enough to be read without a magnifying glass.
Look, Mobile Notary of Macomb, my kind of signature. That is not my signature. It's just typed, right? The address or the phone number and my email address. That's it, you guys. That's all. That's all they need. When you go, like I said, you go to the UPS store, all it says is notary. So don't crowd it up with that. Now the back does have a lot of good information on it. It's got my MINA stuff. It doesn't have NNA anymore because I don't pay them anymore. It's got a picture of people signing things. Like, use your space. You're paying for that space. Use it up and use it wisely. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that.
I hadn't seen it.
Why do you need to see my business card? You already know who I am.
I see you almost every day.
Anyway, those are the things you need to do to get your business building and then to keep it going. Do you guys have any other questions that we might be able to answer for you? Anything specific?
I have one other comment.
Okay.
I feel like people get analysis paralysis and they can't move forward because they're stuck trying to make sure like this one thing is perfect. Like, I gotta find the perfect font for my business card.
Yeah.
The cosmetics are very not important and they can be changed. You're not going to order 5 billion business cards. I've changed my business card at least 4 times. So you can order new business cards later when you get a little farther down the road and you want to make a change. All those things can be updated and refreshed. So don't make excuses, find reasons to get going.
As long as it's legible. Listen, there's a restaurant not too far from me. No one can read the name of that restaurant because it's the font that they use. It's like a script and it's all like tilted this far. It's called Amore, but try to picture that with a capital A that looks normal, but it's italicized. And then you can't read the rest of it because it's so, even though it's on a sign so giant, it's so small and make it legible. Think about your customer. Who are you handing these to? Like for me, most of my customers are old people. I want it to be legible. And when I handed her this logo on my card, she goes, honey, I can't read your phone number. It's right there. So guess what I did? The next batch, they got bigger. Like, I take into account what people are saying. I had a lady tell me, make sure your picture is on there because I'm not letting somebody that I don't know into my residents' homes. So that's why I put my picture on there. And I did have a lady say, yeah, I think that's really, I think she thought that I was trying to like lift myself up. There's all these people who are just putting their pictures all over their business cards. And she goes, it's just so like conceited, she thought. And I was like, no, it's so that when somebody gets my card, if I no, my picture's not on the coaster, Hannah, no. But my website's there. If they get my card, and they hand it to someone else, that someone else wants to know who's coming. I am never questioned at the door. People open the door, whoo, come on in, because every email has my picture in it. Every business card has my picture on it. everybody who gives a referral, if they're sending my card in the phone, has my picture on it. Nobody ever stands there and says, who are you? They all know. It is no question that's who's coming. Let me see what we have in the chat here. Oh, thank you.
So if I could add really quickly to kind of
Yeah.
base off of what you two said, when you order your first batch of cards,
Mhm.
do not order 300. Do not order 100. Order 50. I guarantee you, you're going to get them and you're going to be like, cool. And then you're going to start to use them and you're going to go, oh crap, I should have put this on there. Or I don't really like how that looks. Buy 50. You aren't going to go through 50 by the time you figure out you want to update something. That's a couple of bucks you could save as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, Joe. I like that. Because you are going to get it and go, gosh, it's really small. So being able to change it easily, throw away a few dollars, it happens. Now, there's other things that I did. When I was brand new, I went with Thumbtack because I wanted business. But I found that I was managing so much time with Thumbtack and I was losing money because they charge a fee. So I had to find a different way to make money. So I stopped with Thumbtack. I think I was probably with them maybe 5 or 6 months. And that was a quick no. But there's other places that you can advertise for free. Facebook, get your Facebook business page, and then build it off of your regular page. Okay. And as much as I would love to not be on Facebook, there's a lot of business there. Every single day, somebody's in a group going, do you know a notary? Do you know a notary? And it's so funny when Joe and Naveen and I all get tagged, and Michelle, she's not on the call, but we all get tagged in the same post. And so I've just gotten to the point where you can always find a notary at the MichiganNotaryAssociation.org. And yes, Heather, that's great because people know who you are. You've got to get tagged in there. And then, so if you have your page and then from your page, create your business page, then you go back to your own page and you don't sign in as your business page, but you go to it and then you can invite all of your friends to like your page. Okay. That's going to get your following going. And then one day say, hey, you know what would really help me? If you really want to help me, if you don't need a notary today, but you want to help me grow my business, if you'll go to my business page and invite your friends to like my page, that would really actually help me a lot. Because then every time I post on it, they're going to see it. Their friends are going to see it. And it's just going to spread your network a little more. I mean, I've got people on my page that are in other countries in California and places I can't notarize for them, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. I see a question here.
It was Heather saying that she gets tagged in her local groups. I
Oh.
want to just explain what she means.
Okay.
If you go to Facebook, if you live in a community, like I live in Ferndale. I'm in the Facebook or the Ferndale forum group. So I have ads in there and I get tagged in there all the time. So look for Facebook groups for the areas that you live in, put an ad in there. Look at the surrounding, like Berkeley, Royal Oak, like the surrounding areas, so you can get tagged in those groups as well.
Yep. Yeah. I have so much faith in my local Chamber of Commerce that they're putting out a new map this year. They haven't put a new map out in like 4 years, and they're putting a new map out, and I bought an ad. That's how much faith I have in my local. The referrals are there. They're there. So you just have to, but it's not, listen, I wouldn't have done it 3 years ago. That wouldn't have happened. It's a work in progress. Everything is a work in progress. It used to be when I hired a witness, I'd be like, I'll pay you when I get paid. And now I've got capital, so I don't have to worry about that. They get paid when they do the job. So, so local or county, it depends on how big your county is. So like my county is pretty big, but there are days I'm 4 counties away. It depends. I've got attorneys that I work for who send me to Livingston County. I'm in Macomb County, and you cannot get closer to the edge than I am. Literally a mile away is water from me. And then the other side of that water is Canada. Like you can't get farther away. I am so far to the edge of Macomb County, but I also put about 35,000 miles on my car every year too, doing this job. But you know what? I get to write all those off. I still have a profit. So if you do it right, you can get out there, you can make it work. So there's so many connections you can make in this world, but just advertising isn't going to do it. You really do need to put yourself out there. When you're out there and you're educated, if you can say, I took the time to take a class, I paid to take a class that the state doesn't require, and people know that you know what you're doing, they're going to listen to you. Okay. The first time I went to my networking group, I already knew how to do my pitch, so I wasn't shy. I stood up and I said, I'm Leslie Hocker with Mobile Notary of Macomb. I am a notary. I will go to your people. I do not want your people to have to be dragged out. Don't drag grandma out in the middle of winter. I'll go to her. I take care of it. And if she needs to be issued an oath, I'll make sure to do that. If you don't know when you need to be issued an oath, then make sure you hire an educated notary. Leslie Hocker, Mobile Notary of Macomb. The next one I talked about when you would need, what an oath looks like and when you should do it, and people who weren't, or the notarizations I had to correct from the week before because a notary did it wrong. I did that 4 weeks in a row, and the woman in charge of my chamber came up to me and she said, I've been a notary for 9 years and I took my sign down after listening to you for the last few weeks because I realized I don't know what I'm doing. Well, this past week, she took our class and her sign's going right back up. And she and I are going to be talking on Thursday after our meeting. And we are going to set up a thing because I get people during the day who want an educated notary. They want to make sure it's done right, but they don't want to pay a travel fee. If she's in her office, I can send them over there. I don't have to say you can go to the UPS store. I don't want to send them to the UPS store. They're not doing their jobs right. I don't like saying they don't know what they're doing, but they're telling me they don't know what they're doing. They are so embarrassed. They're like, I don't know. They just said to sign it and stamp it, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm happy to educate those people. However, I can't do that if I don't know who they are. We're working on that, just saying. But Lisa is so excited to be able to put her sign back up, and I can send people over there so they don't have to pay a travel fee, but they'll also get a notary who knows what they're doing. People they expect that you know what you're doing. Demonstrate that you know what you're doing, and you're going to get the business. People will go, you got to call Leslie because she knows what she's doing. I had a notary screw this up. Just make sure you know. And that's the persona that you need to build in your communities. So you can, if your city is thousands of people, go for it. But you're going to need like 25,000 in order to stay busy. So unfortunately, there's still going to be people who go to the bank because it's cheaper or free. And there's still going to be people who go to the UPS office because they can. Not everybody's going to call us. Most of my clients are elderly and can't get out, and that's fine. I'm good with that. But I do very few loan signings. I mean, very few, because I don't like the waiting for paperwork crap. But what MINA membership level allows us to be part of the network where you refer to us? Okay, that's going to be, which one is that? Silver, the silver level, where you can be found on the website. If you want to go one up, that would mean like you have another business that you want to advertise to, like maybe you're a realtor or an accountant or something. But if you just want to advertise notarial services, the silver level will do that for you. Okay. Okay. Do we have any other questions? We've been almost an hour and a half, you guys. This is awesome.
I'm going to paste these notes in the chat real quick. So if everybody wants to,
I love that, Heather. I have banks that do that too. And in 2 weeks after I joined the Chamber of Commerce, paid $250 going, oh my God, this is $250. I had all of that money back because of referrals from a banker. Her bank is across the street from a hospital. And they're always going over there going, can you send a notary over? And she's like, no, but Leslie can go. And so I go, yeah. It is amazing. I get so many referrals from a bank. I walked into my bank one day and the manager comes up and she shoulder to shouldered me and said, the lady on the phone right there needs a notary and she wants one of us to go, and we can't do that. Can you just get her number? I'm like, yeah. So she walked over, she took the phone. Leslie can go there. I went there in like 15 minutes and made $115. Yeah, they love it. Thank you, Deb.
This is
I got
Lynn.
to do it like
Hi,
10
Lynn.
times because there's a character limit. So it's going to be.
That's okay. Lynn, what did you want to say?
Okay, just a quick question. So, is there anything I mean, the test that we took in the class, is
Mhm.
there like a national certification for notary?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
there is
there
a
is.
National Notary Association. You can get a national certification. If you're
Okay,
not wanting it to do loan signings or like sign up on signing services, you don't need to do that.
okay.
Um,
Um, and then we can put the Mina logo on our cards.
oh yeah, yeah,
What about, so do we put anything behind our name? You know how sometimes when you join organizations or when you reach a certain level, you put
yeah,
letters behind your names?
yeah. No, there's nothing
Okay.
for notaries. Sorry. I wish
No,
there
that's
was.
Membership
fine.
level, silver member, gold member, you can put that
She's
behind there. if
she's
you want
got it.
to
Actually,
advertise.
she has hers. Let me find her page. Hold on, where are we at here? She's got her bronze logo. It's in her
Awesome.
email already. So
Oh, because I can put that on because I'm getting ready to set up everything. This has just been
yeah.
wonderful.
Oh,
And
good.
I'm gonna upgrade soon. And but
Good,
I
let
just
me
want to
know
make
so
sure.
I can get you the right thing. Don't put
Okay.
your cards with all that bronze if you're gonna upgrade.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited and just want to make sure. Okay, wonderful. And I'm
Awesome.
just so disappointed. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a couple of Saturdays off so I can attend
Uh,
and do the networking. So
so we don't do it all the time, just so you know. We try to get together. We used to try to get together once a month, but Debbie and I were getting really burned out. So we had to like back off. So we do have the September online. We are trying to do pop-ups more often. Just kind of keep track on the Facebook page and you'll see what we're doing, okay?
okay, I surely will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so for everybody else, if you want to, or for everybody actually, if you go into the chat and then you click down at the very bottom, there's three little dots. It says more, and then you can hit the words save chat and it'll save it to your computer. So when you shut out, you're going to see a pop-up and there's be all the notes from that Debbie just put in. Okay. Which is a really nice way to not have to take notes and copy it down and no screenshots and all that fun stuff. So yeah. Did you like seriously? Crockpot I see in there. Anyway. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Joe, thank you so much for being part of this and being
Thank
like
you,
a
Joe.
big part of it.
Thank you all for being here.
Your
Great group of
perspective
people.
was really, really important for a lot of people today. So thank you so much for that. Thank you,
You're very
everybody,
welcome.
for joining us. And we hope we can see you on Saturday. It's going to be a really good, really informative meeting. Joe was supposed to be there, but he got called to do something else, so he can't be there now.
Sorry. Perhaps the
Uh,
next time.
Oh, well, yeah, perhaps. All right. You guys, thank you so much. Did everybody save the chat? Okay. All right. We'll see you next time. You guys have a great night. Thank you.
Bye.